Fuck. Just that kind of show, isn't it?
Oh, here I am, basking in my mansion, and getting my toenails painted. Cruise Control, what are you doing right now?
Well, I feel bad because I actually took it upon myself to start before you did, which I want to apologize for that, because that shows the systemic oppression that you feel on this show, Maxwell.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because I am blind and you're just visually impaired.
Exactly, so I'm a little up higher on the intersectional tier than you. On the fucking Nothing Sacred show for Friday,
July 8th.
July 8th, 2016, end of the week edition.
AIDS attrition.
And you can spread your cheeks, but it's not because of the end of the week. It's because we are living in a society that is fucking dying.
Of complete asswipery.
Complete destruction, complete division, complete fucking mistrust. Yep. And this is an episode where, quite honestly, I'm gonna play something real quick first, just to start off the show to make us mad. And I know you're gonna do a butt plug.
Oh yeah, you got a butt plug.
But I have this ready right now, and I want to play this just to show what people aren't seeing. And yes, this show is going to be about racism. It's going to be about racism, and it's going to be about our honest feelings about it, and how we're sick and tired of it going every single way. And I want to play something to you. This is a Black Lives Matter rally. Let's listen to this and see if this relates to the terrorist act that happened. Yes, I'm going to say terrorist act that happened last night in Dallas. Let's listen to this. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this is a great group of people. Black Lives Matter. What do you want? What do you want it? Yay! Fuck you.
What? And that's
fuck you. Fuck you, people.
How about we get some snipers out there and start shooting at them?
Oh no, that would be considered racist.
Oh, of course. But it's okay to shoot.
Well, it's not okay to kill cops, but there's that idea of what do you expect? I mean, what do you expect these people to do? They're angry, so we're gonna get, because they're just black people. They're just fucking junkabunkles who are gonna get angry and shoot cops. What do you expect?
You know what's fucked? And see, here's the problem. This is not a black or white issue.
Oh, and I'm going to go into that. I have stats, baby. I've got shit tonight, man. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at everything. I'm so fed up with Facebook. I'm so fed up with fucking everything.
I was actually thinking maybe I should take a few days off.
I'm seriously. I was thinking about closing my account just from all the pompous white. And see, we have a different perspective on this, and I guess we'll get started on this. Unless you want to go into your butt plug.
Let me spit out my butt plug, dude.
Okay,
because
get your butt plug.
Okay, this is great. All right, so this is from my buddy Miller, who's an attorney. He owns M&A Legal Management. Oh, wait, did I mention he's a black man? Yes, and he drives a Mercedes, and he's got very high-profile clients like Joe Jackson and Suge Knight and guys like that. And but I guess I better apologize for oppressing him. But anyway, he's doing a celebrity. Well, they're having it's a celebrity charity event, and it's with the Jacksons actually. And basically, it's on Thursday, August, Jesus. It's on Thursday, July 21st, from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Fizz, the nightclub at Caesars.
Now, we're talking the Jacksons as in what? The Jacksons?
The Jackson 5,
okay,
Michael Jackson,
not the Jesse Jacksons.
Janet Jackson, all the Jacksons.
Well, not the Jesse Jackson, though.
No, Jesse Jackson. But this is what's... And see, there's another, probably the most prolific family in music that happens to be black, most powerful family.
Well, beyond Beyonce, but she's a woman, so she's, wait, never mind.
So they're having this charity event on the 21st from 7 to 9 p.m. at Fizz at Caesars. And the two charities that are being benefited are Trial by Peers and what do they call it? Culture Shock LV. So, and basically it's $2.99 for VIP, which means you get to actually sit with Joe Jackson and family. Plus, you get photo opportunities, and you get an hour consultation with M&A Legal Management. That's and for a single person, it's $2.99, and for couples, it's $3.99. That's $299, folks.
What? $3.99? I was like, damn, I'll do that.
Right. And then for general admission, it's $100. But if you're in Vegas, you know, it sounds like it's actually a pretty cool event. But if you're in Vegas or going to be in Vegas on that day, you might want to pop by and check it out. Contact M&A Legal Management at 702-706-8855 or by email at fuck, I'm doing us all off memory, by the way.
Yeah, obviously that hasn't held up over the years, has it?
God damn it. Support at millerslegal.com.
That's not, of course, related to our support show, which is on the Human Blue Lounge, which is you can get that. Yeah, there we go. Plug right there, baby. Yeah.
But man, you know, maybe maybe I should. But yeah, all the proceeds benefit charity. But I'm just thinking maybe I should just go and apologize to all the Jacksons for oppressing them, because you know my whiteness goes a long way.
Yeah, maybe you should go and pay $299 to sit with them for a while and be oppressing them.
I think
that's what most of the white people are going to do. They're gonna pay that $3.99 or $2.99 to sit around and show their privilege around these black people. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's the POC community, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that means, right? The POC community.
The people of color.
Yes, the POC community. That's what I've heard it now. That's the term. They're all lumped in together. Every goddamn
it's all the colors.
All the colors. The people of color community.
Let's put all the goddamn colors all in the same room.
Dude, I can read you some shit, man. This is why I'm just done. I'm done. I think I'm almost done with Facebook, dude. I'm just tired of the fucking just seeing all these fucking just reminders of how our society is disintegrating, man. And it's changing. Oh my God, it's bad, man. We're watching it happen, man. We're watching it fucking happen, dude. We are in the middle of our society's collapse.
Right.
Max.
This is a historic moment.
No, it's in this country it is, because we're watching it collapse. We're going to be here when it dies out completely, because we've got people here that we've got a black president. We've got a black attorney general. We've had a black secretary of state. Oh, by the way, a black secretary of state female under a Republican president in Condoleezza Rice. A black justice of the Supreme Court justice, who of course is a conservative. Whoa, that can't happen because the people of color community shouldn't think like that, should they?
No, they're sellouts. They're Uncle Toms if they do.
Because they're all the fucking same. And I'm getting these goddamn posts, man, about all lives. Okay, well, all lives matter. All houses matter. Well, some houses are on fire and others are not. So no.
Is that the analogy they use?
Yeah, it's just this whole bunch of things about all lives matter. Well, all dogs matter. Well, dog is getting beaten, but that doesn't matter. All dogs, yes, because it doesn't matter the race of the people being beaten. It matters about the fucking fact that they're being beaten. The problem is not racism in the police force in terms of brutality. The problem is police brutality.
Right. And police brutality, okay, maybe it happens more to blacks or whatever, but this isn't just because a person is white, okay. First of all, we're not going to apologize for being white.
No, I'm not going to apologize for being white, because I'm not going to grandstand about it either. It doesn't make a difference.
No,
there's no pride.
It's skin color. That's it.
There's no pride in it. It's just a fucking. As a matter of fact, the whole idea of the fact that I'm white, I'm not white. I'm fucking beige. I'm like a creamy, I don't even know. Like parts of me are even darker than others. I wonder if parts of me are black. Like, are parts of me oppressed more than others because they're darker? Like, because I have like a non-tan chest, but my forearms are a little more tan because they get more sun.
Fuck.
So does that mean my left elbow is less oppressed than my right forearm?
So if I get a suntan, I better apologize to that.
You better apologize to yourself. You apologize to your previous self. Say, I used to be oppressive, but now I got a tan, so now I'm oppressed by you, albino.
No, wait, but the old self needs to apologize to the new self.
Yes. Matter of fact, the old self should feel regret for being that white for all that time.
I was told my whiteness goes a long way because I said, well, what about this person? What about that person?
Yeah.
They don't want to. These motherfuckers don't want to hear, because I hear a lot of black people just talking shit, dude.
Oh, because they can't be racist. You know that, right?
Oh, that was another thing I heard. I don't know if you saw my post, man.
Dude, actually, let's comment on that since we're talking about Facebook, because this is actually one of the things I wanted to comment about.
Oh, yeah.
About a comment about the difference between a certain person's response to JR. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
The difference between his response and the reply he got back from that other dude. Because the reply he got back was insulting, it was racist, literally fucking venomous. Because he disagreed with him. And JR did not say anything that was negative toward any individual. He spoke his mind, said what he did, and he was attacked for it.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, you want statistics? And he just gave off personal stories and insults, the whole fucking thing. And that's what we're fighting against, man. The emotion.
Well, and I love, he was calling JR a PC this, that, and whatever, and saying he was a race baiter and all kinds of... No, you're the race baiter, you fuck.
Yeah, because guess what you did? You looked at his picture, and you made an assumption about him. Because if he didn't have his picture, or if he was black, you would have made a different assumption about him, wouldn't you?
Yep. And this guy's of Middle Eastern descent.
And the thing is... Oh, no, yeah, he's a person of color. He's a POC, man.
Oh, that's right, because all colors are the same.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
POC. I'm literally. This is what I'm going to read. I'm just going to read something to you real quick. Go ahead and talk about that. But you're.
Oh yeah, but there was more, dude, on that post. It was crazy. Then two other guys got into it, and it was more of this. And I love the one guy. He says, "Hey, I'm not prejudiced. I fuck white women." Really? I bet you have some black friends too. I mean, I bet you have some white friends too.
Yeah. Well, oh my god, dude! And then there's just people on here that are just fucking just make. Okay, let me read this though. This is one of the things that I've here. Here we go. Let's see. Here's this guy. This is this white privileged guy. I'm not going to read too much, obviously. Now they're showing the videos of all the people getting hit, the emotional videos of all the black people getting. You notice they don't have any videos of white people. It's not because it doesn't happen. I'm going to get to that later. Because it does equally exactly the same percentage, but hey, let's not worry about that. They're just white people. Black lives matter. Except the lives in Chicago, of course, of all the black-on-black crime where dozens of people get killed every single fucking weekend, and these people don't give a rat's fucking ass.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Black-on-black crime is not a problem.
Here, for all these, for everyone posting the blue line images, I get where you're coming from, but from a lot of people's perspective, it's a direct slap in the face. We have a situation in this country and have had it since the founding. Systemic racism exists. It exists highly visibly in the criminal justice system, where young black men are sentenced to more frequent low-level offenses with longer sentences that impact any future opportunities. There's a lot of things that go into that. But they're talking about the predominantly black schools. It's money, fuckface. It's money. But then he says POC later on, like the people of color. Like, what does he say?
God damn, dude, these white liberals sound so fucking racist, too.
Yeah. Black, is Hispanic, is Islander, Asian are all facing the same discrimination. Except, guess what? Asians have a higher level of wealth than we do in this country, a higher level education level. So if you're going to go by the standards of discrimination and about wealth, then Asians are actually oppressing white people, you fucking idiot.
Wow.
Because Asians make more money and Asians are more successful in this country than we are as quote-unquote white people. That's where your racist bullshit goes. Asians are all different. People of color. Like they're all some group.
Yeah. It's like saying colored people. Same thing. You might as well just say the colored folk. Let's just go backwards. Let's go back to 1960 or. And
look at this seriously. This is the line that bugs me the most. Black, Hispanic, Islander, Asian are all facing the same discrimination, and we, as the white majority, have a responsibility to hear them, support them, and fight for their rights as Americans.
We have a responsibility.
This is not a them problem. It's an us problem, and yet you just broke it down to us and them. You fucking idiot.
And where do these fuckers do these internet revolutionaries? I love them. And it seems like, just if you're out just doing stuff in the general population, just out doing your deal, you're not dealing with this bullshit. But all of a sudden you get on Facebook and these internet revolutionaries start typing about this, that, and whatever. And
to me, it's a form of subtle racism. It's like, well, these guys are just victims. These black people. See, the reason they kill each other all the time, because they do. In terms of the culture, in inner cities, black-on-black crime is awful. But the reason they do so is not their own fault. They're too stupid to be responsible for themselves.
Right.
It's our fault.
Apologize.
It's our fault. It's our fault for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to apologize. Well, see, like I said, I was seeing a lot of black people talking shit. And some actually had some good. There are some awake black people too. Yeah. Actually, shout out to Gangsta Pat, who we had on here a few months ago. He actually put up a post saying that, you know, if it was a race war, it would have jumped off by now. And, you know, not all cops are bad. We just have to deal with, you know, a few assholes. We have to get them off the force.
If it was a race war in terms of hatred of blacks, there wouldn't be black police officers, congressmen, judges, at all. And if it was something about our country being so racist, we wouldn't be so upset about this. We would be like, fuck them, we don't give a shit. Just like we are about white people. Because let me read some facts to you, Max.
Yeah.
Cops killed.
Everybody else has been quoting facts all week.
Yeah, why don't we just throw out my facts here? Cops killed nearly twice as many whites as blacks in 2015. According to data compiled by the Washington Post, 50% of the victims of fatal police shootings were white, while 26% were black. The majority of these victims had a gun or were armed or otherwise threatening the officers with potentially lethal force. Some may argue that these statistics are evidence of racist treatment for blacks, since white. But then again, that, you know, basically talking about the different statistical things. But the black people typically are more involved in crime. Now, whether you want to blame them on racism or defunct quote unquote black culture, that a lot of the poor, I call it a poor culture or a poor black culture.
Yeah, well, poor culture in general.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
Poor Mexicans, poor white people. You know, look what kind of shit they get involved in. You know. It doesn't matter. And of course there's self-oppression too, but nobody ever fucking talks about that. Of course. Well, you know, you see you get these guys that have pounds of fucking jewelry on them, and amazingly enough, they have pounds of drugs in their vehicle.
Yeah.
You know.
But then they have these posts about how he was a loving dude and great, and yeah, maybe, but
I heard he had a fucking rap sheet with a bunch of shit on it. Of
course, most of these people do, and not saying all of them do, because that was one of the other guys' points. You're saying it's racist, that you're automatically taking the police officer's point of view. No, I just know.
Maybe because I'm not a cop. You know, how am I going to... I love these armchair assholes talking about what the cops should have done. Yes. Are you a cop, motherfucker? Have you spent a day in the uniform? No. That's the thing. You know, it's like... You know, we really can't talk if we weren't there. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same way if a street thug shoots somebody. Well, who knows? Maybe
it's the Tayshaun Martin thing. The whole fucking thing with that guy. And that guy was half Hispanic, but no one fucking cares. He had a white face. Gotta be white. He's just a fucking whitey. Whitey McFighty.
Well, you know, and he's obviously one of these... Yeah. I'm going to defend my neighborhood dudes, whatever. But, I mean, you know...
And here's the institution of racism, of course. Here's, you know... Oh, by the way, excuse me. More whites and Hispanics die from police homicides than blacks. Ooh, excuse me. I've got a little wine hiccup there. Had some wine. I did fuck without. That was catching. You fucking hiccup too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Whoa, I did. Dude, maybe it was Pavlovian or something.
Maybe, dude. It was like it jumped across the universe, man. It jumped
like
right 2,000 miles.
Right through the fucking internet, dude. Man.
See what's read here. Yeah, blacks and Hispanic police officers are more likely to fire a gun at blacks than white officers. So, in other words, black Hispanic officers shoot at black people more than the white people do.
Ah, that's interesting. Nobody talks about that shit.
No one cares. See, this is why the Black Lives Matter shit is awful, because it focuses on the wrong thing. Is there police injustice and police brutality? You're goddamn right there is. It ain't racial, though. It's because they're fucking police and they have a shit ton of power. And a lot of it is, there's another interesting idea, is that they become profit generators for the government. So they have that's why they have to stop everybody for all these speeding tickets and shit all the time, so they can generate those profits.
Well, this is a class issue, is what it is. And these
elitist
fucks are trying to make, to get the races, pumped up. And these people, these sheeple, are, I call them media lectors, dude. Like Hannibal Lecter. Mm-hmm. Because they eat up everything the media says,
and they believe everything, and they're all talking about the same shit. That's why there's some people going now. Well, like I said, if the cop hid and killed those boys, they wouldn't got shot last night. Maybe we need that's a wake up call for violence, shooting, sniping people from building tops. Well, it's not considered.
Totally against the fucking law.
It's not against. It's terrorism. Fucking terrorism. And this group, and when you have a group of people that say pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon, and then what do you want? Dead cops? When do you want it now? And here's my favorite one, though. Blacks are more likely to kill cops than be killed by cops.
Oh. That's interesting.
My point is that this whole thing is just fucking it's such a sign of how fucked we are, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I love that. Actually, I don't know if you saw JR's last comment to this guy. He fucking, I think he owned this dude. I don't think this guy's going to stay quiet for a while now. But basically at one point he said, what do you want, man? Do you want no police at all? Then they can declare martial law? You know, it's like, yeah. What do you dumb fucks want? We don't want no police.
They don't want any. They don't have an idea what they
government.
They want special. They want to be seen as victims. It's our society. And these white fucking guys are stroking their own egos by posting Black Lives Matter is different than All Lives Matter. Yeah, it's racist. When you focus on one group of people and say they matter, we're not saying other people don't matter. We're just saying in this way, black people matter. Yes,
I think everybody should fucking matter.
Everybody should matter in everything. So why don't you care about the white people that die in the same percentages as black people do in unarmed cases? It's the same percentage. The same amount of people die that are white that are black, but no one fucking cares. No one's going to show a video of a white guy killing a white cop or a white cop killing a white guy unless you're someone like Jerkman who actually really looks... No, because
posts everything.
He does. He posts everything about all that police brutality. Like he'll post the old white guy getting beat down and the bum getting beat down.
Well, because obviously he's like, look, this is a people thing, not a race thing.
It's a people thing because the police officers are ostracized. And what do you think this is going to do? It's going to bring them toward the community and make them more... No, they're going to become more and more ostracized, more and more standoffish, and they're going to become more and more like the military because the only people they can relate to and trust are other officers. The only people that they can trust.
Yep. So it builds more mistrust, more stupid bullshit.
It's just awful, man. It's fucking awful. It just shows how broken our society is.
And what's really fucked up is even when someone black posts something that makes sense, you know, like Gangsta Pat's post, nobody comments on it.
No one comments on it. They don't want to hear that because they don't want to hear about all the real shit going on. They don't want to hear about the people that actually do say all lives matter.
Yeah, because there are black people that are awake to that bullshit.
Like, all lives matter. Hey, what you're doing is the exact opposite of what you want. Do you know that there's a school in New York now, dude? There's private schools. Did I talk about this last week?
No.
The private schools now that are segregating people by race and taking white kids, kindergarten through 8th graders. These private schools taking them into a room and telling them how privileged they are and how their race has been oppressing people for all these times and all this.
Talking about building white
supremacy. You know what they do with the black and the minority kids.
Tell them how they're much lower.
They tell them how they're being oppressed, but they also brighten them up by giving them treats and stuff. So when the white kids come back out of being told how oppressive and horrible they are, and they're crying, they get to see the black kids eating cupcakes because they're black.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Dude,
I can't make this shit up, man.
This is going backwards.
I can't. Of course it is because it's regressive. It's called the regressive left, and I can't. I used to think, God, it's just all these coincidences, just the way our society is eroding. I am not sure, man. I am almost thinking there's a group of people sitting somewhere, motherfucker, like the Illuminati, I know I'm not a conspiracy theorist, man, but holy shit, man, this looks like people are looking to go.
I told you, this is the shit that Jerkman and I always talked about.
Well, it's the same shit that I've talked about in a different way, because remember I told you groupthink coming up, and you're like, well, women are, you never used to think that before I kind of got into that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so now it's like we're both being proven. Like I'm becoming more of the goddamn, like the conspiracy
theorists.
Dude,
there's some few elitist assholes that are, they're causing this shit.
Because
this is why the media reports what they report.
Yeah, because guess who's the biggest supporter of Black Lives Matter? George Soros. Guess who he is?
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's extremely rich white billionaire.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Okay. Hey, Negroes, we're gonna throw you a crumb.
Fuck, man. It's just I used to not think that not really think about it too much, but man, I almost wish that we'd all just like there would be a mandate. I know this is not something I really want to happen, but right. I almost wish just by natural law, everyone would just start fucking each other and have completely racially mixed kids,
oh yeah, I'm down for it.
I'm serious. So every fucking child is just a total mix. We're all a total mix.
Right, you can't really just classify them into specific. What are you?
Because you can't even do it now, man. I mean, because when people say white, they're really talking about anybody with beige skin. So they could be talking about Hispanic. I mean, Spanish, not Hispanic.
Native American, even.
Well, yeah, I guess, but no, but not if you're not 1/10 Cherokee.
Like Steve-O?
Yeah. So support Cuban Blue Lounge. Check it out. Anyway, yeah. So, but like you could be Hispanic, you can be Irish who were fucking slaves themselves, and then they've been oppressed for years for different societies, quote unquote oppressed in the past, where they were denied certain things. See, in Western society, we are so liberated that we're bored as fuck, and we need shit to be upset about. So we were falling apart because we're focusing on these little differences, and the internet. This is going to go into kind of something else I was talking about thinking about Facebook. You know, I keep talking about how technology is changing our society, right?
Oh, yeah.
And in some ways, it's changing our society, making us different in things we've never done before. But in others, it is totally reinforcing our tribal fucking instincts, man. You get in your little hug box group, you're in the you're on Black Lives Matter.com.
It was your tribe,
and you're just sucking up all the same shit and regurgitating the same ideas over and over and over and over and over again. And no one gives a shit about Chicago, man. No one gives a fuck about these inner cities where black people are killing each other like nothing, man. They're dying every goddamn week, and they don't fucking care. Why don't they care? Why don't black people protest? Their own society, because that would require self-evaluation and a real hard look in the mirror saying the poor black culture in this country, or poor culture in this country, black culture in general, because let's just be honest, man, you love rap music, you love it, I like it, but you know what kind of fucking shit that's talking about, man. Bang, bang, nigga, gonna get that shit.
Oh, yeah, but it's representing what's going on.
That's what, exactly, but it's still not, but it's also reinforcing what's going on.
Right.
So it's reinforcing what's going on. So it's reinforcing the idea, like, yeah, man, fuck learning, man. I ain't gonna learn.
Well, I would definitely say today's rap music really reinforces that bullshit.
Well, it always, in a way, did. But at least in the past, it was more like a representation of the reality of the situation. Now it's like a reinforcement of the reality.
But back then it didn't look attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you listen to Ice Cube and you're like, damn. Fuck, I wouldn't want to live that dude's life.
Yeah, now it's like,
but now you listen to Lil Wayne and it's glorified.
Yeah,
that
does make that's true. And you're like you said, reinforcing a reality, or before it was like representing a reality.
Right now it's reinforcing it.
Yeah,
now there's stuff that glorifies. Come on, be a drug dealer. You got no place in the white man's workforce.
Yeah, or whatever, or just don't worry about or the white man. You're oppressed. He's got privilege for being a color. Like
yeah. It's
I want to ask these people. I want to go. Yeah, us white people have a responsibility. Who the fuck how racist can you be? You fucking dumbass.
And who wants? It's kind of like when people come up to me and we're gonna do the blind thing again. Where they're always like, man, your life must be really tough, man. I'm so sorry. So wouldn't that be insulting for us as white people to go up to other black people and be like, hey, I'm really sorry for what my people did to yours.
I'm really sorry that your people are so inferior to mine that we crushed you.
Yeah,
even though the powerful people. Sorry, go ahead, man.
I was just like, I look at your situation. I thought I had trouble. Then I looked at your situation and realized, at least I'm not a fucking stinking jig. You know,
it's
Jesus.
True. It's true. At least I'm not as feeble as your culture and people were to be subjugated by us. Of course, that's going to ignore the fact that the really powerful people of your culture are the ones that sold you to us. We don't want to bring that shit up because that would actually make you look like responsible people for your own predicament in a lot of ways if we're going by race. Because if we're not going by race, then there is no responsibility for anyone's predicament once they're born, because you can't be responsible for something that didn't happen before you were born. Period. You can't be responsible for being oppressed before you're born. You can't be responsible for being an oppressor before you're born.
Yeah.
You take
we
what
never
you got
oppressed
and you
anybody.
deal.
We never owned slaves.
No, fucking shit. Not even own slaves, dude. I didn't even own a fucking car. I didn't even own a fucking house, dude. I don't own fucking people that make $70,000 make a shit ton more than me. Am I fucking? If a black guy walks by a white bum laying in the corner on the street, he's a fucking guy, a lawyer, whatever, and he goes and he throws a coin at the white guy. Is the black guy giving the privilege back to the whitey? No, he's fucking more privileged because he's got money.
And it's like I said, where we were talking about Miller in the beginning. He's a black man that owns his own law firm. That's got some very high profile clients, and it's like, really? You know, should I apologize for oppressing him?
Yeah, you should, man.
As he drives down the street in his Mercedes, and I'm standing on the side waiting for
paratransit.
paratransit.
These same motherfuckers that are calling all these whitey, kill whitey. We can't be racist because we ain't white. Do you think
you have to have political power. See, that's somebody else said that.
You have to have political power to be. See, doesn't make it convenient for people to hate. It's all about not taking responsibility.
We can't be racist because black people don't have political power. Who's in office right now, you fucking moron?
Yep. Who's one of the presiding judges over us, all of the laws in the country right now? How many of those black people that were voted into Congress, how many white people voted for them? I bet there were a lot.
Wow.
I bet there were. I know you don't want to think that. I know you would think, well, it's a black man and a white woman. Oh, I don't know. Fucking, it's a white woman and a black man. I'm going to flip a coin. Oh, white man, black man. I'm voting for the white man. No. People voted. There's a ton of black people in Congress. It's just now the problem is that the black population is 13% of the population, but they fucking make up like 50%.
So much of the prison
They make up 50% of the homicides in this country. I'm sorry, that's not a white thing. It's a culture thing, but it's also something that if you really want to deal with that, you got to get away from the victim blame, because all you're doing is ignoring it. All you're doing is putting the you're not seeing the reality of the situation here.
Well, and two, when you throw out, like I was saying earlier about the Jacksons and whatever, then all of a sudden they want to pick apart how black celebrities have been, things of, O.J. Simpson was accused of murder and all this. Hey, this fucker murdered somebody. News motherfucking flash.
But no, he wasn't.
They don't want to hear that.
He wasn't found guilty.
Matter of fact, hey, look at Michael Jackson. It's like, hey, you can fuck little kids and get away with it. Could you fuck some kids and get away with it? I don't think so.
Regardless of whether anybody did any of that stuff, because that's not where I don't. You can tell they got off. So obviously, I think they were guilty. I think the money got them off.
Well, there you go. But
they still got off. So at this point, there's not much you can say about that. But the point is, it's about money. It's not about fucking race.
No, exactly. That was my whole point the whole fucking time, that this is a class issue thing. Like when I talk about globalists and there's some elitist sons of bitches that are out there that are making these decisions, dude, that are telling the media to report this or that, or put this spin on it, or do whatever. It's the money. The World Bank, when I would say, when you go to vote, don't pick a politician, pick a bank, because that's who runs this fucking country.
Pretty much. And then if you're let's go let's be fair and go the opposite, motherfucker.
Okay.
Well, that was a
cop.
All
right.
That was a goddamn cop, man. I don't give a damn. I don't fucking care. He's a police officer of the law.
Yeah.
A law. So I'm just gonna believe whatever the fuck he says. He's a law officer of the law.
All cops are good. No, there's no such thing as a bad cop, some bitch.
Well, hey, they put their laws in the line every single day, which they do. I wouldn't be a fucking cop. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, we talked about that several months ago.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be a fucking cop. But I also tell you this: they're people, they're human beings. So they're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have the fucking I'm a cop, suck my cock, fucking people, dude.
Oh yeah, and you have your assholes with badges.
Yeah.
Same way we have asshole doctors. The same way we have asshole teachers.
The same way we have asshole black people, and the same reason we have asshole white people, because people are assholes.
Yes, there's assholes in every walk of life.
Yes, but now you got people, the police, fuck the police, dead cops. And so now you got people killing cops because they're cops. Because they're not looking at them as human beings, because that is what we've devolved into as a country and as a fucking Western society. Our world is devolving into groups of people because it's got to be some kind of higher. It's easy to digest, and then you don't have to take responsibility for yourself because you can say it's somebody else's fault. Hey, it isn't our fault that black people are being killed in the inner cities by other black people in an unimaginably terrible rate, especially in Chicago. It's white people's fault. So guess what we have to do about it? We don't have to do a goddamn thing. The white people got to do something about it, and the white people are like,
we got to stop this.
Yeah.
You and I, Cruise Control, have to single-handedly stop this police brutality.
Yeah.
We should talk to our cop brethren.
Yeah, us as white people have a responsibility because we're white. Even though we might not be all white, I might be 1/10 Cherokee.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you got some part Jew in you, don't you, man? So
yes,
maybe,
I do.
Do you count still because it's part Jew? We should ask the committee.
That's a good question.
Covers this shit.
I need to know this, man.
Jesus God.
we're gonna have to follow this
white people
handbook.
as a responsibility. Go fuck yourself, man. I almost wanted to unfriend the motherfucker, but he's actually. I chat with him sometimes, and he's a cool dude.
That's the problem. The one guy that I told you about was saying all this shit. Not the one who was ripping into. Well, he was cool. I was cool with him too. He subscribed to my YouTube channel, as a matter of fact. But the other guy, matter of fact, I was like, hey, dude, I hope this is just a friendly debate, and there's no hard feelings here. And it's funny because he really didn't respond to that.
Of course not. Because there are hard feelings.
Well, yeah, because
you disagree with somebody.
You cool and all, but understand that everyday white. That was the actual comment. You cool and all, but understand that everyday white people are the reason for racism.
Everyday white people are the reason.
Go there and read some of those.
I know. Comments, I don't have to, dude. I know it all. It's doublethink, man. You as a white people are racist simply because you're white. And they don't understand. How do you not?
And this is it's a cop issue. How does something that a police officer does somehow end up in my lap?
Because
you need to tell your police brethren.
Because that's how fucking stupid people are, man.
Jesus Christ!
Like, oh God, I gotta find this fucking saying, man. It's one of those it's one of those gifts, man. Let me get this thing real quick. I gotta find this.
That's cool. Kind of like shout out to Jed who posted today. Anytime you want to send that comment our way, we're ready. So, and then he had another one that said, good morning, America. How does it feel to be hopelessly divided?
Yeah, seriously. That's great. I like it, dude. So if he still listens, shout out to that motherfucker.
I think he still does, yeah.
Cool, man. So shout out to Jed and JR as well. Stick up for yourselves. Be proud of who you are, regardless of your fucking race. Because that's the thing. It's awful because he literally was called a white.
Right.
And the other guy was calling him like a white. He was saying white, your white little self or something like that. He was totally like
white suburban nerd or something. Yeah. Well, at first, dude, and here's the thing. This shows what a double speak motherfucker he was, because I thought he was talking to me. Because I said, he raises a good point. He brings up the OJ trial, blah blah blah, blah. And he goes, no, he doesn't raise shit. And you're a blah blah. And he started at me, and I said, are you talking to me, dude? I said, let me tell you something. And I said, you calling me a race baiter? I said, I put this post up to try to bring some peace.
Ain't going to bring peace, man. Facebook ain't going to happen, dude. And I'm never posting political shit on this thing again, dude. I'm done with it. And this is one reason I'm done. I have these people on what do we call them, man? What the fuck was our name for them? The ones where we get all pissed off at Facebook. Face baiters or?
Hate bait.
Hate bait, man,
hate bait, yeah.
Here's one. This chick, she's got a couple of these. She's totally libtard, dude. Here's one. If 11 Republican members of Congress had been gunned down in the street by a sniper with an AR-15, we'd have a ban on assault rifles before the sun sets the next day.
Wait. If who got gunned down?
If 11 Republican congressmen. Members of Congress.
Okay.
See, like, no, he wouldn't, because the principle has nothing to do with the.
It has nothing to do with Republican or Democrat either.
Yeah.
See, people are still
they're doing the gun thing too. What did Obama say today? Guns. Well, if they have the action for he didn't talk about the racism. The guy last night literally said, I wanted to kill some white people. No. He's allowed to think that. He's black.
Of course. God, wouldn't you be mad at white people if you were black?
Seriously, I would be, because they're just so much better than I am. I'd be jealous.
Jesus I mean, look how much power they have over me. God.
I mean, God, where is that? Oh, okay, here we go. If we don't need the National Guard when armed white people seize federal property, then maybe we don't need the National Guard when unarmed black people peacefully protest.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, yeah, wow. Peacefully protesting. Yeah, that's what those groups been doing. Yeah,
it's peaceful.
Let's do it. It's peaceful, man.
Standing on rooftops with rifles.
Yeah, peaceful by saying, what do we want? Dead cops. What do we want it now? And also rioting and looting in Ferguson. That was so goddamn peaceful. Nobody said all lives matter until we said Black Lives Matter. Nobody said heterosexual Pride Day until we had Gay Pride. Nobody wants White History Month until it's Black History Month.
Which brings me to another point.
Nobody mentions men's rights until we talk about feminism. This shows me that you don't actually care about these things. You just want all the minorities to shut up so the status quo whatever. No.
Yeah.
No, that's
Niggers, stay in your place.
She just proved her point.
God.
Nobody does talk about heterosexual pride until gay pride comes up. You know why? Because you're focusing on your gayness, you fuckface dumbass.
Well, here's the thing. Dude, I actually, and this kind of happened a few days before all this stupid shit came down. There's a woman, speaking of gays, and yes, I did champion the gays on this one, dude. So, yeah, Alex Sharpton, fucking, dude, he's not Skeletor, he's Alex Sharpton. That's what I'm gonna call him, dude, because he's always race bait.
Oh, I gotta read one more. I'm gonna keep reading some of these later on. But go ahead, man.
Okay. Well, there was a woman on my friends list who happens to be black, and she was talking about how she didn't want her 13-year-old daughter hanging out with this openly gay girl. And so I said, well, wouldn't you be offended if somebody white didn't like your black daughter hanging out with someone? And so then she said, well, these are bad kids. All they do is, smoke and cuss and twerk and do all this. And I said, so that has nothing to do with them being gay, And so then she comes back and she says, well, yeah, but then they're sucking face publicly, and I don't want my daughter to be exposed to that. And then, of course, somebody else chimed in and did the cliche stupid shit of, well, the Bible's Adam and Eve. And, of course, it was one of these Lottie Jesus people. And she was like, the Bible is Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, So, of course, then I write, because, I'm a sarcastic prick, and I wrote, that's right, fuck the faggots. Oh, yeah, and fuck the niggers, too. And so then the woman who originally posted the post up was like, she was like, what's wrong with you? That was so racist and disrespectful. Oh, wait a minute. A little while ago, you guys were talking shit about gay people. That's okay, but... when it comes to black people, now all of a sudden, and I said, you obviously didn't get it. It's a total double standard. And she's like, no, there's no double standard here. And I'm just like, oh my God. So of course you can talk shit about one group, and that shows you what hypocrites these motherfuckers are.
Yes, because it doesn't matter. It's tribalism, man.
Yeah, hypocrite bullshit, dude. My own. Worry about my own people. I can't worry about no one else.
It's just awful. God, it's just so awful, man. Like this other post. Here's another one. This is a different one about women and men, but it breaks the point. If you would talk to your daughter about safety, talk to your son about consent.
Oh yeah, because every man's a rapist.
Because men don't know rape, but they have to be told.
You know what? Whenever a man's gonna have sex or initiate sex, it's rape.
Here's another thing about that motherfucker too, about that guy. He's not a motherfucker, like I said, but right now he's a motherfucker.
Yeah, like the guy on my friends list is a motherfucker.
Who said, oh, and black people in prisons longer, that's a sure sign of oppression. All right, cool. He's talked before about male privilege and white privilege and stuff like that, so I'm like, all right, cool. So let me ask you a question. So you would consider black people being put in prison longer for just being black as an oppressive thing, correct? Now, would you feel the same way if I told you that women who committed the exact same crime go to prison a lot less than men do? Like I said before. Would you call that oppression too? Of course you wouldn't, you fuckface. No. It doesn't fit your goddamn agenda.
As a man, you have to apologize.
Yeah, how dare...
I'm sorry for your pussy.
Yeah, I'm sorry now for that. Just like... Denigrating. Donald Trump denigrates women, so he denigrates men. He denigrates everybody.
Donald Trump denigrates everybody.
Yeah, what the fuck's your... Of course, it's worse to denigrate a woman, of course, because women are equal to men. Wait. Yeah, and fucking blacks are equal to whites, so let's fucking just not give a shit about the Chicago stuff and talk about talk about Alton Bludapon, whatever the fuck his name is, or these people's names are.
Sterling something.
It's awful. It's awful. Don't get me wrong. It's awful that this police brutality happens, but it happens... It's awful because of the police brutality.
But again, is this really police brutality, or is this guy a fucking criminal? And again, the cops do their job, and because hey, guess what? It happened to be white cops and a black guy. Let's make a big deal out of it. Now we're going to turn it into a racial issue and get everybody up in arms, and let's divide everybody. Yeah, see, don't you fuckers understand this plan?
It's obvious to me, man.
We can't fight back, you stupid pieces of shit.
Yep, and it's because you're fighting each other, and you're worried about your own, and your own is a smaller and smaller group. It used to be our own was America.
Yeah, but now it's like stay with your crew, stay with your crowd, be with your own. that's oppression, I think.
And it's deliberate. It's like that's how certain people are going to win this election. I mean, like Hillary's going to win.
You think Hillary will actually be president?
I don't know.
I don't think so, man.
You think Trump will?
I think it's going to be Trump. I think they're doing this. They're doing this shit on purpose. It's a play, dude. It's like a play.
It seems like it doesn't like they're just gonna pop.
Here we go from let's say Trump gets in, so you go from having a black president to somebody who's perceived as quite racist. How does that happen?
Because the black president was such a shitty president, maybe people hate black people now. No, I'm trying to go by the logic of what's going on here. Because obviously, if you're going to judge,
no logic.
if you're going to judge one white cop and blame all cops and all white people for some cops doing shit to black, even though it happens the same rate as whites, then why not blame the president and blame all black people for the presidency? Why can't we?
Exactly. You niggers got in White House. And
I lost my job because of that nigger, and goddamn it, them all niggers are all ashamed.
Here we go, Alex Sharpton. Start calling us out now.
Of course he will.
Fuck.
Of course he will, because he's the epitome of what I'm. And I want to say one thing to you, Mr. fucking Martinez. You can go fuck yourself. You can say all the shit you want about us, because we know who the real racist is. Because we know the one who really focuses on it and doesn't make light of it. See, we make light of it.
Right.
We make jokes about niggers and spicks and jigaboos and muxy melts and fucking oogadaboos and fucking dirt. Oh, we also, of course, make fun of the white corporate jimbies. Matter of fact, two of our main fucking quote-unquote villain characters in support on the Houghton View Lounge fucking are jimbies. They're corporate whitey jimbos. Hey!
Wait a minute. Lawrence... Well, actually, no, never mind.
Hell, Lawrence is the good guy in the whole fucking thing.
You're right.
Yeah, we're racist fucks. We have good guys in our as protagonists in our fucking stories, and we have rappers on and we interview for free.
Yeah,
give them publicity.
So we're racist.
We're fucking racist bastards because we make light of the fact that we can make racist jokes because they're jokes.
Nothing that fucker says makes any sense. No. I mean,
So this is the last time I'm going to talk about this fucker at all ever, because I'm done with him too. Because he's the same kind of bullshit. The symptom, it's like a snot, like a booger in my nose. It's a Skeletor.
It's almost like he knows, though, man. Like
he does. He's a troll.
He knows the truth, but he's just being a dick because he wants to be.
Of course.
And saying fucked up shit. Kind of like now. Supposedly we hate gays. That was the last one.
Oh, of course.
But we were gay. Remember a few segments ago, we were faggots.
Yeah, and we've got a Houghton Blue Lounge, so we're obviously afraid.
We're like sucking dicks and.
Oh my God, we're obviously afraid of being considered gay because God, that would be such a horrible thing to be. Hell, you know what? It almost be worse to be considered a fucking foot dude than I. Like, fuck, I hate feet, man. Ugh.
Oh,
sweaty feet.
I'm a foot jack.
I know. See that I hate you because you're a foot person. So I'm a footophile. I'm a pedophile.
I'm a footophile. You're a pedophobe. You're a footophobe.
Footophobe. Yeah, I'm a footophobe, a pedophobe, footophobe, whatever you want to call. Actually, I probably am a pedophobe because I fucking hate kids.
Actually, you know what, dude? I'm a little freaked out by kids, too.
I don't hate kids, man. I don't like, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, some kids are cool.
I don't really, I'm kind of weirded out when they're around, honestly. I'm just a little weirded out by kids, that's all.
But get ready, man. Get ready for this race baiting. This is going to be one of the most disgusting, it's already bad as it is, but this election is going to be the complete biggest shit show. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an assassination attempt on Trump.
Yeah, probably so.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that people would say he deserves it because of the thing he incited violence.
Yeah, of course. But you got Hillary, who's not standing up or not, owning up to her shit. Who's a criminal pretty much. And she's fucking, with her working with the NSA and spying on phone conversations and doing all kinds of other scumbaggery.
She's awful. She's awful, man.
So
here's one more gem from this bitch. I'm just gonna read this here. This is one of these things you take off these sites. I love this. Okay, for all my conspiracy theorists, Republican friends. Time for a history lesson. It talks about how Reagan and this is so divided, man. We're so done, man. I don't know what to do, and I'm scared, dude.
Yeah. It's for the first time. You start taking a second look and going, oh shit.
I'm just like I don't even know what to think anymore, man. I'm just.
But it's kind of like you were saying last week about internet ghettos and shit like that. This stupid shit goes on the internet. If you're actually out mingling amongst people, you're not going to see this shit as much. But the internet is where these people start showing their
but
they're nuts.
But keep in mind that the internet is where everyone's going for socialization now. I mean, how many people do really go out and interact as much as they used to?
Well, that's true. That's true.
So it's like it's becoming more and more. You just stay home and get on the internet and you post your picture and you post your virtue signaling and you go like, yeah, I'm great because I fucking posted a Black Lives Matter video about how poor fucking Antoine was just drinking his fucking Skittles and
drinking his
Skittle infused cough syrup while walking down the street, wearing a hoodie and crossing into a person's yard in the middle of the night and he punched somebody and goddamn someone killed him, man. That's I'm gonna post this. He had a friend, man. He once played video games and was happy. He must
man.
That's awful, dude. Or even or then of course is the other around. Then we got Billy Bob Johnstone who is the cop who was
goddamn, I'm proud to be an American
cop. So it's just awful, man. The whole thing is just fucking. All I keep saying is that it's like literally like I've said before. It's like we're in a building, man, and we're watching the fucking walls just fall down. Like
staying in a burning building?
Yeah, it's like we're literally watching the shit, like, fall around us. Like, and we're just sitting there going, wow, look, there's another steeple. 7 cops killed? Woo, the Empire State Building just fell over. Shit.
What are we going to do next?
Well, we're going to blame the black people for that Empire State Building falling down. Them black people were protesting down below, and they stomped their feet, and it caused the building to crumble. Goddamn black people and their big-ass feet. Now, motherfucker, gonna dead diddly-diddly-diddly-diddly-diddly.
Oh, yeah, this shit's going to get pretty fucking scary.
And for the stupid people out there who didn't get that, I was making fun of the white redneck for thinking that. Just to clarify that, okay?
So before you want to start calling people racist.
Fuck, what we call racist because we disagree with these people.
You're racist.
If you're going to take the side of the cops and you're just a racist bigot.
Hey, nobody's taking the side of the cops. The cops were... they might have been in the wrong. I don't know. I can't say because I wasn't there. How about that?
They have video though, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, because video tells all.
Mm-hmm.
So, it does. But so guess what? When a black person robs a store and he's on videotape,
or you see a bunch of black people looting
and it's on videotape, the tape don't lie, man. See, it goes both ways. I love that shit. Kind of like saying that, black people can't be racist because they don't have political power. Well, I guess because we're not oppressed, white people can't be gang members, can we?
Pretty much. We can't. We can't. Nope.
No, we can't be criminals or gangbangers or any of that shit, dude. We're not oppressed. We have political power. So that means, we're above the law because we're white, you see. Fucking ridiculous. Most asinine shit ever, man. It's crazy.
It is, and no one wants to admit shit. They always want to say, well, black people get pulled over more. They commit 4 times as much crime as the population in the country. They commit.
Well, look how like we were saying earlier.
I wish it wasn't that way. Here's the thing. I'm a man's dude. I like men, but the reality is that men are considered more violent because men are more fucking violent. I mean, it doesn't mean that all men are bad, but if you're gonna I would be more afraid of a fucking dude walking behind me, and of course I should be more afraid because men are also the victims of more violence than women or any But the point is that I'm not gonna be stupid if there's some chick walking behind me. I might go, oh, I'll keep an eye out.
You're gonna think twice about it.
But some dude, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, any dude, doesn't matter what the skin color is, because I wouldn't be able to see that anyway, usually in the dark. But if I hear some guy going and I hear a deep voice, I'm gonna okay. Be on my guard a little bit more than if it was a chick.
And here's something that I was told I was racist about too. Sometimes you can tell from the colognes and perfumes they wear. you can, really. Seriously, there's certain perfumes and colognes that certain ethnicities are more likely to wear.
Yeah.
Like there's a perfume that pretty much only Jewish women wear.
Yeah, you're never going to you're not going to go into a room and go, patchouli, what's up, my nigga?
Yeah. Exactly. It's there's just certain, dude, you could smell a certain cologne and be like, that smells like a black man's cologne, that smells like a white woman's perfume. There's just a certain ones that others gravitate to.
And that's where the balance
that work with
lies.
certain chemistries, the body chemistries.
And that's where the balance lies too. The balance lies in being able to see in people as individuals. Like if a cop stops a black guy because he looks suspicious, and then once he stops the guy and realizes he's not suspicious, still acts suspicious toward the guy because he's black, then he's a racist.
Then that's racist.
But if he goes, oh, well, what? I just saw, I had to check, and, okay, have a good day, sir. All right, cool, bye. He realized, okay, this guy's cool. Let him go. Not, hey, well, he's still black. I need to check.
I don't know. Maybe we should search his car.
And I'm sure that happens. I know it happens, but I know
it does. But we're not. Our heads aren't in the sand.
No,
we understand
it happens
that
all the time. But the same thing happens when people say you're a racist because you're white. It's exactly the same thing. Exactly.
Yep, because you're already slapping a label on somebody.
So when you want to judge me as a racist before you meet me, then I can judge you as a criminal before I meet you. Fair is fair, right?
It works both ways, man. Don't like that second other way, do you?
No.
You got to just make it work your way.
Yep.
All
right, so I think we ran out of steam on that. What else you got tonight, man?
Okay, well, the other thing, just a little update on something from last week. I did hear from the chick that's married.
Oh, yeah.
And the last thing I told her, as I told you, was, listen, you need to either shit or get off the pot. And, it's called divorce if you really don't like this guy, So that was my last text. And, of course, she didn't respond back to that. Wednesday, about 11:58 or so, I get a text from her that says, well, Max, I guess you don't want to be my friend anymore. Yeah, exactly. That's like some kindergarten shit. And she said, I guess you don't want to be my friend anymore. I haven't seen any emails or texts from you, so I'm assuming you just don't want to be friends. And so I texted back, and I just said, I told you need to handle your business. I don't want to play dodge your husband. So then she texts back, doesn't really answer my fucking question. Again, game playing bullshit. And she says, well, I do plan to go to the meeting tomorrow. Can you at least give me first she answered back, oh, okay, so I guess you don't want to be friends anymore. Well, I am planning on going to tomorrow's meeting. Could you at least send me the address? So I sent her the address, and then I said, as far as wanting to be your friend, I'd like to be your friend, but again, I don't want to have to dodge around your husband all the time. He shouldn't be, in the way of what I'm trying to do, And of course,
of course. No, you go ahead, man.
And so then, I don't hear back, and then the next day she texts me and says, well, I had to take my daughter to the airport. Her flight got delayed, and I think I'm just going to hang with her, so I'm not even going to bother showing up. And, of course, I didn't text back. I was just like, yeah, great. Like, what am I supposed to say to that?
Oh, no.
Like, oh, we'll miss ya.
I didn't mean to be. I'm a jerk.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a jerk because you just wanted to be friends, and it was all innocent. That's why you had to dodge your husband to hang out with me and couldn't just say, I'm going to hang out with a friend.
Right. And say, hey, hubby, I got this new friend. He's a pretty cool guy. Why don't we all hang out?
My theory is that
but, of course not. Yeah. She has to create the image that the husband's an asshole.
And he's making her do things. The poor... he made me go paint a house on a fucking Friday or whatever the fuck he was going to do.
Yeah.
He made me do it. I'm sorry. He's an asshole. The dickhead made me paint a house. No.
I'm not happy with it either. That was one of our...
I know, that's what I'm saying. Well, then don't fucking go paint a house, you dummy.
Don't do it. It's like all of a sudden you're the victim. Oh, well, I'm not happy about this either. Yeah, that's what it was. She tried to... That was last weekend when she was like, if you want, you could come over swimming, but we just would have to wear our swimsuits. And I'm just like, fuck that.
Come over swimming, we'd have to wear our swimsuits.
Like, yeah, fuck, yeah, no.
Because she wants to test.
That's the case. Why don't you? Hey, I got a swimming pool. How about you come over here? We'll go swimming.
Yeah, because we can't go naked in my swimming pool either.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I never brought that up to her, but who gives a shit? She knew I had a pool. I mentioned it.
Well, I know, but I think it's funny that she even mentioned we have to wear swimsuits.
Yeah. Well, the original plan was she wanted because she was telling me she has a saltwater pool, and she's like, "Oh, it feels so good on your skin," and I swim in it naked.
Now, dude, yeah, fuck this bitch, dude.
Yeah, it's a game playing bitch.
Oh, of course, yeah. She's dangling that because what she's doing is she's like, well, maybe this time it'll be a swimsuit, but maybe 3 times down the line it won't be a swimsuit. So she's testing you to see how much shit you will take, so that she can judge whether you will take enough shit to be worthy of her bullshit.
You know, I'm sorry, it shouldn't be about that bullshit. You know,
but
you know, and you're telling me you swim naked and you want me to come over and we can both swim naked. That's she did say that. And you're teasing me with your feet, you know. So, yeah, that's the typical shit.
Oh, speaking of pools and shit, but it made me go, wait, you would fucking do this shit? You told me the story. I read this story, and it's like, dude, how do you? It almost makes me think it might be a anti-sighted, like a blindo getaway thing, man, like a sighted McSatan almost. Like, hey. If I go over there and start rubbing this bitch's feet in the pool, she ain't gonna hurt me because I'm a blindo. She ain't gonna hit no blind man. She gonna think I'm stupid.
Okay, but you see, I didn't do that just for that reason.
I know, but anybody else would never even think of doing something like that, man.
Right. Well, the thing was, because I used to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day.
And you wouldn't get arrested for it because you're blind.
Well, and I was younger. I was, you know,
you were blind.
Teenager or something, you know, or in my 20s.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was because you were blind. Dude. I'm gonna be straight up say it. No one else would be able to even think about doing that. Going up to a strange woman you've never met who put her feet in the pool and start rubbing those things, she would either kicked you in the face or gotten the fuck out and like, what the hell are you doing? Who the fuck are you?
Right.
Get the fuck away from me. But you'd be like, what are you doing? Oh, you must be retarded. I'm gonna fucking just pull my feet away, get up lightly, pat you on your head, and give you a Fig Newton.
Actually, there were some women that used to let me rub their feet, though.
But no one. But if I guarantee, I'm telling you, man, this is one of those sighted that I can almost guarantee, man. I can almost see it now, because that's one of those things that no one else would even think. I would never think about doing that. I don't think most dudes would ever even consider walking up, like striding up to a stranger and rubbing their feet.
Yeah, well, that's it, and that's like I said. Maybe we should tell everybody what we're talking about, because it was on Facebook, but I don't think we actually
go ahead, man. So I was at the pool. Speaking of the pool.
Yeah, I was at the pool here at my complex, and there was a woman sitting on the side of the pool. I guess they're her nieces and nephews, I found out later. But she's sitting there with her feet in the water. And I was like, damn, this must be a surefire sign that I'm getting older, because my old self would have just walked over and started rubbing her feet, where now, you know, I'm like, maybe I better not do that. And I'm like thinking, you know, I'm like, I got to approach this with some tact, you know. So, and I did. So it was just funny, though. You know?
Yeah, you're like, I'm not. So your old age, your cautiousness came out, but the cautiousness would have never been there. That would have been 20 years ago for me. I wouldn't have been even allowed to get. I would have been like, "What are you doing?"
And you got to remember too. You know, I've had so much SMJ shit recently, and just, you know, seems like you get more of it as you become an adult. So you start thinking, wait a minute, do I want to be considered a tard? No.
Yes, because you know that if you did, I'm gonna walk up and start rubbing between the feet. Hey, the feet are just in front of me, okay? You'd be like going up to somebody. Well, that burger sure looks good on their plate. I'm just gonna go up there and just grab their fries and start eating it off their plate, right?
Well,
some retard went up there and went, "Dang, got the fries."
Kind of the way sighted people will walk up and grab you sometimes.
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly the same shit, dude. No, I'm not saying
no idea where the fuck you're going.
Oh, believe me, it goes both ways. We both know, but in this way, it goes the other way. Because I guarantee you, I would have not even. I've never even considered the idea of doing that, and 90% of most people would not, because that is creepy as fuck. Quite honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I'm just gonna see a stranger
But you know, dude, Sluggo and I used to do that. So I wonder if it was something that, you know, like, did we know subconsciously? Like, hey, they're not gonna do anything, or what do you think was going through our minds?
Get treated that way? So, like, when did you used to do this?
Oh, like I said, when I was a teenager, or when I was maybe even in my early 20s. You know, and it was usually at camp. What I'm saying?
Yeah. At camp. That's probably partially why.
Yeah. But there were, I remember there was somebody, matter of fact, when Slade and his parents were out here, you know, we were at the pool at his hotel, and there was a woman with her feet in the pool, and both of us were like, like messing with her feet. Again, we were teenagers, but and she didn't really say much, but
she's probably like, these fucking retards. I'm just gonna let these retards eat my fries, and I'm just gonna have a couple less fries and.
Just, they're not hurting anybody, because there is that.
I'm probably making their day.
Yeah, exactly. They probably don't get much. They don't get out much, so this is just gonna make them happy. And we'll just do whatever.
I don't even know how that would happen. She's just sitting there, puts her feet, you just like walk over and start, hey,
hi.
And what do you do? Hi, I'm just gonna rub your feet. Oh, I would kick you in the mouth, dude. If I were some chick, I'm like, get the fuck off my feet. Who the fuck do you think you are? The fucking touching me without fucking knowing me. Fuck you. Hell, I do this. Some chick swam up and I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know you.
Right, exactly. There are people, actually, dude, I have had people, that will walk up and just start rubbing your shoulders. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be...
That don't know you at all?
Well, yeah, or that kind of know you.
No, they kind of know you means like because some people that kind of know you, like they know your name, because you know how some people are. I know your name. We're friends now.
And then too, well, you know what though? I have had sighted people go up to me and put their hand on me while they're talking to me, kind of shit. It's a little bit creepy.
Oh yeah.
So the same could be said for that.
Of course, it has nothing to do with sighted versus non-sighted, but I guarantee you. It's not about like what sighted people. I mean, obviously, sighted people would do certain things, and that's the whole point.
In some sighted people's minds, they figure, well, as long as I'm touching him, he knows I'm here. Because he may think I walked off if I don't touch him, so I have to reassure him that I'm there.
But it's not like, hey, somebody put their feet in the pool. Pool water's my property. I pissed in this water so much, I don't go there and.
Hey, it's like the person, picking the chocolate chips out of my fucking crotch. Remember that? At the improv party?
And you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm like, all of a sudden she reaches over, oh, you dropped something on your pee-pee, and she's like picking chocolate chips out of my crotch. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
What was that again?
You know who it was, too.
I forgot. Give me a hint again, man.
A motorcycle?
Oh, shit. Was it,
You remember her.
I might. I don't know what your names are for her.
Oh, you didn't know the name I had for her?
No, I don't.
She was a Harley? I
don't give a fuck about her names.
Well, not that it matters now, but it was Pam.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. On your pee-pee.
Yeah, dude. I remember we were at...
yeah, you were watching that fucking video or something.
Yeah. And I think somebody's house, John's house or somebody's house.
On your pee. You should have said, why don't you put that pee in your mouth and suck all those chocolate
chips? Well,
yeah,
do it with your mouth, not with your hands. Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if I would have said something like that.
You could have been like,
would that have changed the game?
That would have. She would have snapped that shit back like she gotten bit by a viper, dude.
No shit. Exactly. So it's kind of funny how that would work. Also too, in some of these races, going back to that again, in some of these racist debates, when I bring up my blindness, all of a sudden it changes the playing field and it turns into, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
That's because of the intersectional bullshit that we got going on, man.
Yep, exactly.
So you know what intersectional is like? You know what that is, right? How it's like different levels of sexual harassment. Like not sexual harassment, of different levels of privilege. Like the highest, of course, is white, straight white males.
We always make fun of it all the time. Like you being visually impaired, you're a little higher up on the food chain than I am because I'm blind.
So that's your lesson.
But yet I'm white, so I'm a little higher up on the food chain than say Miller, who's the attorney.
Yeah. Well, no, he's a black man, but he still oppresses you, man.
No. Oh, he oppresses me?
No, you oppress him. I mean, wait, who oppress? Fuck, I'm confused now, man.
Yeah, well, but he's black, so it kind of cancels out.
Wait, no,
I'm white.
Wait. Yeah, he's black, but you're blind. But that makes everyone black, though, doesn't it? Because it makes everything black.
Wait, what's more, blind or black, man?
I don't know. Me being half blind, does that mean who's more oppressed between me and him, though?
What about Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles?
Holy fuck, man, they gotta be. Or what if there's a black blind lesbian fucking midget paraplegic?
I'm sure there is.
I bet there are. Who thinks he's a man?
Wow. Anyway, on that note, fuckers, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
Oh man, I am a pissed off. Kind of like I feel like I've blown a load almost, like a fucking.
Yeah, you feel all relaxed now. Like,
yeah, got it out of me. I'm a relaxed cruise control. And that's the story there, bitches. Watch our World Rumble.
And we're sorry again for being white. Okay.
Might be the last July 8th of any time in a true America, but it is July 8th, 2016. Nothing sacred. See y'all later, bitches. Unity. All people. One people. Fuck you. All lives.
My people.
All lives matter, baby. All lives matter.